Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm your host, Scott Ramp. I'm going to usher you into the weekend. It is First Friday, October 4th. There was no city council because the Monday landed on the 30th of September, which the city of Missoula, when they have a fifth Monday or a holiday, they don't do their city council regular meetings, and I didn't have any committee meetings I wanted to cover this week as well. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to actually talk about some of the things that are happening in and around downtown Missoula as we kick things off with your First Friday events and more. So the first and foremost, SpawnCon happened last month in September, and part of the September 14th lineup of the original work will be on display here at the Missoula Public Library until they will do a top judged creations or auction off at Home Resources annual sustainability auction on October 13th, and that's essentially 9 days away from today, so it'll be next Sunday when they'll be auctioning off some of these art pieces. This is the display that they have currently at the Missoula Public Library. This is just on the first floor atrium, just right in the entryway. You can't miss it. There's some other places up on the fourth floor if you want to check it out. This is part of the First Friday events that are happening from 5 to 8 p.m. all around downtown and surrounding areas in the Missoula place. Then we have another thing happening at the AC Hotel, that new building that just popped up a couple years back. The First Friday event, a way to bring awareness to hereditary cancer and celebrate Michelle Weaver Knowles' 20-year anniversary of her very own breast cancer diagnosis. Michelle has fabric printing made using her mammogram pathology slides and genetic sequencing of her breast cancer mutation. She has created garments using this unique print. Each garment was created to represent people in her family and to honor the team of healthcare providers that took care of her through her cancer journey. Michelle has dedicated herself to helping, supporting, and educating people through her medical practice, Ava Health. All proceeds will go to Sherry Smith Fund at Community Health Alliance. The goal is the fund is to help people with high-risk families. Then we have Opportunity Resource is doing Explorer Maps, which is 1245 West South 3rd Street West, and South 3rd Street West tends to be more on the north side rather than the south side of Orange Street, as the numbers go into the south and all that kind of stuff. So, oh wait, no, never mind. I'm sorry. South 3rd Street West is actually the south of the north side. My bad. The Artist Opportunity at the art program at Opportunity Resources, a local nonprofit for disabled adults. Their art program offers hands-on support to allow the clients in creative ways to otherwise not be able to express themselves. They make painting, digital art, pottery through what is called a three-hand pottery. This opportunity is to create and allows the clients a whole new form of communication and expression. Art allows an unfiltered voice for the clients, and as soon as they have a lot to say, they sell the client's artwork. All profit goes directly to the artist, so it's like a form of therapy and contributes to their income. And this is going to be at Explorer Maps. Then we got a reception or refraction. Renee Brown is going to be featured at the Clay Studio of Missoula in her first Missoula show since 2015's Missoula Art Museum exhibit. Renee Brown introduces a new body of work in refraction. Brown continues to explore curiosities of the mineral world, transforming ceramic, optical resins, and various unexpected media into sculptural compositions that would not rationally be found in nature. The exhibit brings her full circle to the Clay Studio, where Brown first came to Missoula as a long-term artist and resident in 2008, and it was during residency that she fell in love with Missoula, dedicated her life to join our community and put down roots. Then we have at Upcycle is Trinity Gibson, and this is the world of dragons and their puppet friends at Upcycle for First Friday. Make puppets, book signings, belly laughs, and more, and that's going to happen at Upcycle. This is at 517 South Higgins Avenue, and we also have Artist Shop is hosting Big Sky Scribes. They're doing a group event. It's a group of professional and amateur lettering artists from across the state of Montana. The exhibit showcases love works of 11 calligraphers to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the organization. Big Sky Scribes is going to be at the Artist Shop at 121 North Higgins. And then we have Marianne Bongiorni Featuring music by Wailing Aaron Jennings. This is going to be at Missoula Art Museum. She is a Renaissance woman equally at home, lecturing about the changing pictorial space of modernist painting and spending 14-hour days in a saddle watching over livestock on a summer range. Both multidisciplinary artist and professional ranch hand. Until her retirement from the University of Montana, she lived simultaneously in two seemingly opposite worlds, academia and on the ground. Ranching labor is easy to manage that while in either role, the other is so completely foreign as but Bajorni has a transparent passion for living life for the fullest and honest, insatiable curiosity about people and places, how things work and why. And so this can be featured at the Missoula Art Museum for some time. So you guys get to check it out. A lot of times they have artists there for as little as 1 month to 3-month stints. Then we got another one from Confluence Center. This is going to be Lynn Sanders and Lady Pajamas, going to be featured at Torrance, their first Friday at the Confluence Center. It is thrilled to present a magical evening of art and community. They have Lynn Sanders, a multidisciplinary artist. They're using that multidisciplinary artist word quite a lot in these exhibitions, but this is the backstory by Lynn's is a love note to the bravery it takes to be counterculture. Exhibit celebrates the act of turning away and in doing so highlighting the marvel of turning towards something new. The second show is Lady Pajama with her show Everything, which celebrates everything. Lady Pajama mixes pencils, pens, collages, materials, creating scenes that present ordinary objects and characters in a new dimension. Rather than working towards an end product, she tries to capture emotion and authenticity by jumping in without a plan. So Lady Pajama is pretty famous around these parts. We also got an AM pop-up gallery. This is Edelheid West, featuring the music by the Queens and Mr. G String Band. This month they are thrilled to feature the artist Edelheid West, a talented ceramicist who has been honing her craft for over 10 years. In 2020, she expanded her artistic journey to include intricate paper art, exploring the small, intimate moments that define people and place. Her work captures the subtle experience that shape who we are, who we become, and what makes a place feel like home. Then we got The Odd Era by Haley Martin. This is going to be at Bernice's Bakery. Odd Era is a local musician who, probably like you, is experiencing life and trying to coexist. No art studio, just a shared 2-room apartment with her roommate and Theodolite, her funny companion, with nothing more than high school level art training and the urge to create world using mainly pencils, pens, and watercolor to depict growing up where she keeping her sense of inner child. So that's what's happening there at Bernice's Bakery, The Odd Era. And then we got Christina Rice is going to be at their Dram Shop. Christina Rice's work has been shown in galleries, jury shows, and festivals throughout the country. Her detailed portraits are often mistaken for photos, but are really done in charcoal, graphite, color pencil, or pastel. She works in mixed media using fabric, handmade paper, beads, hair, and objects that contribute texture and brilliant color, concentrating on one color per piece, heavily influenced by the late 19th, early 20th century fairy tale illustrations such as artists as Klimt, Hiroshige, Henry Rousseau, and Ert. Her pieces center on mythology and historical characters, seeks beauty of ordinary reality, and expresses it with an enduring myth. And so this is a result of a highly textured collection of visually elaborate, detailed works. Then we got Unknown Worlds. This is the Office Temple Art Show at Office Temple. It's going to be featuring the work of Frankie McCormick, Tricia Opstead, and Dusty Shriver at the Office Temple. This is at 210 Higgins on the second floor in room 206. Again, that is their Higgins building, 210, room 206 on the second floor. The Nature of Fiber. This is going to be 2 artists' reflections at Brunswick Gallery. Chris Peterson grew up in the foothills of Tempeogos along Utah's Wasatch Front. I totally butchered that, but during his 20s, he served an LDS mission and Latter-day Saints mission in the South Bronx, studied painting in the BYU and Kansas City Art Institution, spent time living and painting in New York, and took semesters off to explore the wild corners of the American West. Heidi Zielinski, Stevensville resident, uses machine enhanced it to create textile refractions of nature. It's all for sale, and Iron Fiber into Art by Heidi. And so there's the artists that are going to be featuring the nature of fiber at the Burns Book Gallery to wrap up your First Friday. These are one of many things that are happening in the downtown Missoula for First Friday, and I got more events going on later on in the show, but I'm actually going to give you a special long break featuring the fun kids of our summer camps where they did a Ghost Hunters parody.
My name is Blake Boggins. I never thought ghosts were real until a ghost jumped out of my closet and yelled, "Ooga booga, I am scared you!" Now I'm here with my team of paranormal experts, Leroy the cameraman, and Chris the technology expert. Together, we will unravel the paranormal mysteries of this world. This is our Spirit Quest. I'm here at the Missoula Public Library investigating a very peculiar set of paranormal incidents. This is our big break. This is our best chance in our whole careers to show that ghosts are real.
Are we sure we should be here? I'm feeling a little on edge. This place doesn't feel right.
So what can you tell us about the ghost here?
Well, there's just been some strange stuff happening lately. Books don't come back, they're on the wrong shelf. Sometimes one of our cameras here at the TV station will fall over and won't work anymore. So, it's really been weird. We've had some people, run out of the building screaming.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, here, let me show you where the hot spot is.
Right now we're in an elevator heading up to what appears to be the paranormal hotspot of this entire ghost situation.
This elevator makes me really uneasy. Sometimes I hear something, but I'm not quite sure if I do.
Guys, this is really scary. I'm not so sure about this one.
I can hear noises outside of there.
Is there something on the EVP?
Not getting anything yet.
Okay.
Oh man, here we go.
Oh my god, did you just hear that? It sounded like someone just said, "I'm the devil."
Let me hear. Oh my gosh. It was just noises, and then all of a sudden you could just hear something that sounded so much like "I'm the devil."
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
I got something in these plants.
What is it?
I hear some kind of scratching and stuff. Maybe water dripping. Maybe water coming out of a steel can onto these plants. Like someone's watering them or something.
It was the ghost's past life before he went to the other side?
Yeah, I think it might be. Do you have any background on what he did before he passed?
Not yet.
Guys, I really don't like this.
Legend says that many years ago, a man named Spookum McWookum, or Old Man Wookum, once stood in this very spot every day until one day he mysteriously exploded.
Did you hear that? No, I don't hear anything. You think the EVP was on?
Nope, it's not on.
Ow, oh my god, something bit me. Ow. Oh, oi.
Dude, are you alright?
No, I don't think so. I think someone bit me. Right here on the shoulder, I swear it. Honest to
This was our first clue that something had happened to Leroy that changed him. We've been told that in the stairwell, the most spookiest ghost apparitions happen.
Did you feel that? It just got colder.
Yeah. According to our equipment, The temperature had dropped 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ghost, if you're here, come out now. Speak into this microphone. Oh my god, I just got something, I swear. I heard men talking, I heard him like say some nonsense. I couldn't understand a word of it.
We're going to attempt to talk the ghost into appearing to us so that we may get rid of this ghost. Hey, old man McWooka! What, old man McStinky? Stinky! You such a stinky poo-poo head!
This isn't your library anymore, it's the county's library.
Yeah.
You better get out.
I bet you don't even return your books. Just because your dad doesn't mean...
Oh my god, something just pushed me, I swear. Did you get that on camera? Yeah, man, I got it on camera. I swear, something just pushed me.
That was... We got the ghost.
Right before that, I felt like it got like colder. I felt like it got way colder.
And then he pushed you?
Yeah, pushed me right into this bookcase.
He was pushed into that bookcase. That was definitive proof right there. We have proof that this ghost is haunting this library, and now we can get rid of him. Hello. I need to see this camera for a second.
Okay, sure, anything, man.
Have you been noticing how strange Leroy's been acting lately?
I know. Ever since I got bit on the shoulder, he's been acting so weird.
I know, and like, just look at this. In all of my 5 years knowing him, Leroy's never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
Something's definitely up with this. Leroy, we've been discussing this for a bit, and we've decided we needed to get you a priest.
I already have a dog. I don't need a priest.
Well, we've been noticing how strange you've been acting lately. What is he doing? He's looking at DVDs. He doesn't even know what they are. And now he's going over to more DVDs. What could he be looking for here? With the weird accents.
Here, I swear it. Honest to goodness gracious.
And just strange behavior, and we thought that maybe the ghost might have touched you in some way. We don't think you're possessed yet, but we think that we just need to make sure that this won't get any worse.
I say I don't need a priest.
Here, let me take that for you. Okay. Listen, I'm sorry. This is really gone quite too far. And I know that old man McGookins touched me on the shoulder. And he whispered into my ear, "You're Australian, mate."
Well, our time at the library, at the haunted library, is over, and our investigation failed to find any conclusive results. We're still left with many mysteries. Was Leroy possessed? Is Old Man McWookum still in this building? We may not know, and we'll just have to pray that Old Man McWookum is here and continue in Spirit Quest.
Hey guys, we are back. Let's talk about some movies that are coming out this weekend. Kicking things off, of course, is the Joker follow-up, Joker 2, Folie de Deux, which basically is a creation of, from the far cry from the Batman character to a human interest piece about a man with severe mental illness in the dark streets of a corrupt comic book city, Gotham. There, now you have a little bit more context. Everything goes wrong in the city of colorful villains, but why not we yet dive into a character study of someone who's just a victim of circumstance? We really do live in a time where terrible characters can be protagonists, just like the movies of the late 60s and early 70s, where movies were depressing and character studies rather than plot-heavy thrills we've been used to in the 2010s, 1980s, and the Roman gangster films of the era. Like a lot of eras always have those big epics, and then it goes into like more character studies, and they're just like, what plot? And this story is the aftermath of Joker, when he does his actions that cause the city to go a little crazy, and now we get crazy by proxy in this new film with Lady Gaga, who falls in love with him, and with the very much just like I can fix Tex Bundy type of character. So that's the kind of thing you can expect from this movie. But I heard it was mostly just a court drama with some musical elements. Then we have The Outrun. You like those kind of dramas, coming-of-age movies? What a weird title, as grammatically it doesn't make sense, but why should I? The Outrun is a British drama set in Scotland, which is pretty much the same thing in terms of UK rules, but different in the sense of it matters to regional whites in the Europe. Anyways, watch a hair-dyed depressed girl in a coming-of-age drama with BAFTA actors. Then we got A Different Man. From the alternative world of embracing yourself comes a modern Elephant Man tale about someone who gets surgery to be a normal person, only for the Elephant Man to take another Elephant Man to take his thunder. So it's mostly about being careful what you wish for, because no matter how you change your outside, your inside will never change. You'll always be an Elephant Man on the inside who doesn't believe in yourself, and this Elephant Man believes in himself, therefore he is loved universally. Because that's exactly how it works. And then we have Monster Summer. Welcome to Martha's Vineyard, as a group of Goonie-type kids must team up with Mel Gibson. This movie is going to have Gibson as a retired cop, just brought back to yell at those kids about a haunted town with monsters taking people, and the only thing the kids can do is save the day. Let's do a Stranger Things, but also add Mel Gibson in this. Hey, they brought back Winona Ryder. Then we got Things Will Be Different. Family of bank robbers lay low, but they learn they cannot stand each other when they're not robbing banks. Go figure. Making this film is a reason why your family shouldn't stop playing Uno for selfish reasons. Leap of Faith. There's always been a faith-based film once every couple months, and this will gather the weary in a film about overcoming obstacles before it's too late. Because there's always somebody who needs God before it's too late for them. And these faith-based films, redemption in someone dead or dying influences people to grow stronger in faith, or simply compartmentalize. I assume this will save people in this film, even if their fake Hollywood illness cannot be cured. Those are the movies that are coming out this weekend. I have a redubbed movie for you guys from the 1948 film Force of Evil in this week's episode of Dubbin Stuff. And when I come back, we're going to talk about some news and events that are happening in Missoula, and I'm going to probably have an early wrap on my show.
Excuse me, can I talk to someone?
Oh. I don't know how many times we've told you this already, but we're a little busy. Nonsense. I can talk to him.
Oh, perhaps maybe we can do this with a little more privacy?
All right, the kiddie pool stuff. All right, come on.
Well, no.
We can go between the offices. Come follow me.
Just don't.
I don't have too much time. Hey, guys, do you mind clearing out for a second? I'm a busy man.
Oh, this isn't really necessary, but...
Nonsense.
All right.
Yeah, I know. This probably doesn't have anything to do with the kiddie pool.
All I wanted was a kiddie pool, and now I'm
What
drinking
is it
this
now?
whole thing with mysteries and intrigue.
Well, that's life in the big city. Every time you come here, you think you're going to get anything.
But I only wanted one kiddie pool, and you gave me...
I had a surplus of kiddie pools I didn't get rid of.
Well, I just wanted one. Just one kiddie pool. You give me like 50.
Do the kiddie pools not stack, Mr. Turner? Do they not store easily in other places? Can you not just put them in your shed or whatever? If the sun does not hit them, do they not fade? Tell me this. Well, I'm going to take this up with the courts and see what they have to say. Oh, no. Oogity boogity boo. Just what's going on here? Well, let's just say the jabroni over there doesn't like our gift. He doesn't like our swimming pools. So you not threaten him with cement shoes or whatever, like we do? Well, you wanted some kiddie pools, and he got more than you bargained for. Well, do you make sure you get a receipt of sale before you gave him all the pools in the first place? Go get it. Well, Mr. Turner, please come with me.
Well, I have reason to believe that you agreed to some kiddie pools, but for some reason you don't seem to be happy with those kiddie pools. Well, I specifically asked for a good deal.
And a good deal you had.
50's quite excessive. Well, sure, but you can turn that around. You mean like sell them? I know, winter is here, but what better time to have these pools ready to go? But that's not what I wanted to do with the pools. I just wanted a simple kiddie pool. You're just not looking at the big picture. Think about this. You could have opened your own city pool and everything, just like a low cost effective kiddie pools all laid out, rows of 5, 10s. Do the math. You could have made so much money with all these kiddie pools. Well, I just wanted a kiddie pool for my baby ducks. I rescued a whole bunch of baby ducks. They don't need that many pools. They just need the one. Well, with every problem, there's a solution. And you could only start your own baby duck emporium. Take it from us, Mr. Turner. You're in good hands. Stick around a bit. Don't worry, those baby ducks and future baby ducks will be taken care of by the mob.
Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about some news that are happening in and around Missoula and beyond. Kicking things off, also in terms of politics, my boss, Joel Baird, General Manager at Missoula Community Access Television, is covering the Missoula County District's election for House District 89 to 100, interviewing current and potentially future candidate elected officials, and if you get a chance, make sure to watch them on Uncat, airing through the month of October. It'll be posted on YouTube as the election gets closer and closer, but as far as I'm concerned, I think he's waiting until he gets all the people he can get interviewed, and then start posting them around the same time, so there's nobody gets the edge, no favoritism and stuff like that. So look out for them on our channel and also on our YouTube, MCAT TV Missoula. The city also launched their own construction on Karis Park's river access near Brennan's Wave, to include 2 ramps and easy access to those with disabilities who are not sure about visiting the Clark Fork River, as access has always been at your own risk. The project includes new ADA accessible ramps from Ron's River Trail down to the water's edge. This is part of a Phase 2 project that Karis Park has been working on since the beginning of the pandemic, when they needed to replace the bridge, decided to double dip and solve some of the issues at the main Karis Park area, and then also move it forward for this new ADA accessible bridge. And so this is improved safety by adhering to crime prevention through environmental design guidelines. Terrace seats adjacent to Brennan's Wave will add viewing capacity and seating to help connect Karis Park to the river. This is a $1.68 million project, which is primarily funded through a $1.2 million grant from Economic Development Administration. Local matching funds are provided for the Missoula Redevelopment Agency, Missoula Downtown Foundation 2018 Open Space Bond funds raised, and Park District Fund balance. This has been a long time coming, and the Open Space Associate Director for Ecosystem Services, Morgan Valiant, has been sounding the bell on river erosion for the last 10 years and has said in council that this has involved the Army Corps of Engineers. Fun fact, the river split down the middle where Brennan Waves was located, water reaching the historic Wilma Theater, in which they would actually throw trash into the river at that time. The initiative is part of a larger Clark Fork River Restoration Project, an access project which seeks to restore riverbanks access and prevent erosion for not only Karis Park, but also further down the river. And Karis Park was identified as a primary location for providing reinforced river access due to its popularity for events and gatherings in proximity to Brennan's Wave, downtown amenities, and parks and trails. So for the time being, Ron's River Trail will be closed from Bearjack Bridge to a carousel, including the overlook and access to Karis Park's Brennan's Wave. Construction is slated to be completed by spring of 2025, weather permitting. Also, what's happening in the news in the state of Montana on Tuesday, Warm Springs Mental Hospital residents are getting a boot after Montana has not been able to support mental health adequately in the state. In the 2-page letter published by the state procurement website, dated September 25th, the administrative spelled out its plan to sole source a contract with Eye Care Management LLC to provide community nursing home level of care for difficult to place population. The population, the letter said, includes those facing discharge from Montana State Hospital, the Montana Mental Health Nursing Center, and the medical parolees or discharge placements of the Department of Corrections. Spokesperson for the Department of Corrections says that the contract is not finalized. It estimates between 50 and 70 currently incarcerated people are eligible for medical parole, could be served by the agreement. Montana Free Press reported a couple months past where Warm Springs nurses wrote a letter to the state stating that the director wasn't from Montana and resided out of state while commuting to the facility that was underfunded and overworked staff stressed the need for state intervention. And thus far, the state intervention has included them to sell to a private corporation. So state institutions, including the psychiatric facilities in Warm Springs and nursing homes in Lewiston, are often the last residential options for high-needs patients struggling with mental illness. Many of those who are elderly have been convicted of crimes or are medically frail. This has been an occurrence since Gianforte took office and began cutting budgets within Western Montana State Mental Health, which also was used to benefit the after-school program flagship here in Missoula and beyond. Since then, the move for privatization of mental health services has folks from Disability Rights Montana to take some concern. Most of these folks are elderly and suffer some forms of mental decline disease that has been let out beyond those institutions to private industry to take them on is a very hard pill to swallow. And speaking of hard pill to swallow, we also talk about overnight camping in Missoula. As Black Knight Security expands their scope from just Johnson Street and the Poverello Center homeless shelter, they're being supported by city officials as a means to control the flow of people off trails and access to parks in Missoula. The 8 to 8 is a 12-hour daily period. Most urban campers cannot camp in public parks, but as soon as 8 p.m. hits, they have overnight camping as long as they know the rules that they don't look on. So the whole idea and a lot of the confusion behind this particular story, as if you've read in the Missoula Current, is the fact that most people who are in these situations don't necessarily have access to know the rules for the most part, not to mention when they're told to leave, they're told to leave and not really educated at the time. We can enforce laws, but not so much educate people who are not in the system of knowing. Heck, not many people watch this and read articles on Missoula Current know what's up. Under the new rules, city officials must refer individuals to a shelter or other temporary housing and provide information about services before enforcing the ordinance. The first violation gets a written warning that suggested remedies. Subsequent violations may be enforced as a municipal infraction, which is not a criminal charge. And so far, the map isn't up to snuff and too confusing, and the city is working on an updated map for the from the August version, and this article is a continuation of a growing frustrations of homeless and residents who experience homeless individuals who complain about them setting up in their neighborhood parks. I mean, I get it, nobody wants to see it, but these are people who happen to be homeless and shouldn't be treated like burdens to our community. The treatment of people who are Montana-based residents who are more than who they claim they're from out of town. Success stories are far and wide as the cost of living gets worse and the vehicle life has become out of necessity. The article highlights that a person can stay in a parking spot in and around certain areas, still unclear, for up to 90 days with 30 days followed by 2 extension periods as possibilities that then threats of towing comes forward. So ACLU Human Rights Network had reached out to the city to follow up with the city's ordinance to keep up the end of the new rules states. The city needs to issue an accurate map people can use to find a spot they're legally allowed to stay. The city also needs to establish consistent resources such as trash disposal, storage, needle disposal, and potable water. This also harkens back to the HOT teams, the outreach team through the Poverello Center, which they get to work around 9 a.m., but since they have an 8 to 8, the 8 a.m. essentially telling them to leave, and so when they get to work at 9, they can't go to a lot of these, more of these permanent camp setups that they used to in the past to talk to these people, and so those kind of connections have to be more like they have to search for people, and a lot of times, even if people have a large backpack and they're wandering around the town, it's hard to misconstrue some of those people. So Jill Bonney, executive director of the Poverello Center, said that she has heard from people living in vehicles who want to know how to get a permit, and they they also, that parking permit I mentioned, along with those sheltering intents, want to know the rules and how to comply, she said. This article essentially proves that the ordinance was confusing and they only provided lip service to those complaining about seeing those folks in parks, trails near the river. And overall, this is the city sticks to the national excuse if it's happening all over and Missoula is just a victim of circumstance. Pretty big circumstance. All right. And so those are the kind of things happening in and around Missoula, Montana, and beyond. I did want to mention that as of this week, there's the conflict in the Middle East. It's all fluid right now. It's getting pretty intense out there for sure. Just more recent pop-up right now is that, just reading the headlines right now, Israeli strike cuts off key crossing that thousands of Lebanese are using to flee. This is just part of how the Lebanese people in the southern region have evacuated the south region, as there has been an invasion by IDF forces in the southern region of Lebanon, while also doing a bombing campaign in Beirut to take out some of the Hezbollah targets, while at the same time sending out electronic warnings. But the week prior, they sent quite an electronic warning of exploding beepers and phones that they have said that they were a part of in their attempt to counter-terrorist the Hezbollah group. So there's a lot definitely going on there, and it's constantly fluid. There's constant bombings back and forth. Iran is now getting a little bit more into the fight, as they are as their leadership is basically saying this, that their unilateral distaste for the conflict has resulted in them being like, we're really actually going to potentially do something because this is just getting kind of out of hand. That's basically what I've been hearing. Like I said, everything that I'm saying right now could be completely different by the time this replays in the afternoon, not to mention as soon as I post it, and as soon as I even said it, it could be completely different. So I don't want to speak too much on that because it's definitely one of those crazy things. Not to mention, it's kind of crazy that a lot of reports of Hurricane Helene, it hasn't been so much reported since this going on so far, but try to show some support for the people who are suffered in many of those states across the south and southeast corners of the United States. All right, let's talk about some events that are happening in the city of Missoula beyond your First Friday, as I gave you your art guide earlier in the show. Be sure to check out First Friday stuff. It's happening all around downtown and the Missoula surrounding area from 5 to 8 p.m. And so we're going to kick things off. Red Willow Learning Center has many other classes and many other groups. They have a cancer support group that meets Fridays at 9 a.m. at Yoga for Healthy Aging. Climate Conversations workshop at Missoula Public Library starting this morning at 9:15. Learn and practice communication skills to have more meaningful and effective climate conversations with your family, friends, and colleagues. They have solutions we need to address the climate crisis, but how do we get them supported and implemented? 64% of Americans rarely or never talk about climate change, creating a chasm for shared support. According to Catherine Highhole, climate scientist and expert climate communicator, creating connections to those shared values is one of the most important actions we can do every day to make a difference. Missoula Butterfly House and the Insectarium is open at 10 a.m., as they always are every day. From Scratch Series Basic Food, this is a lifelong learning center. This is like a bunch of night classes and stuff that are people interested in learning about basic foods. This is one of their mini classes that they do. Missoula Food Bank Meal Distribution, this is at 10 a.m. This is roughly every single day at the Missoula Food Bank. It's a great way for people of different economic backgrounds to get some cheap, nutritious food. Tiny Tales, this is a story time thing happening at the Missoula Public Library every Friday at 10:30 a.m. for kids learning to read and want some activities along the way. Lunch at the Missoula Senior Center. This is a great opportunity for seniors 55 and older to get cheap food and go to a community center just for tailor-made for them. And definitely one of the best dance floors in Missoula at the Missoula Senior Center. And this is every day, Monday through Friday at 11:30 a.m. Yarns and Watercolor. This is an every weekly event here at the Missoula Public Library. You want to do some stitching, crocheting, make that sweater, make that scarf. It's going to be at the 4th floor of the Blackfoot Boardroom. Or if you just want to do some watercolor and painting, it's a great opportunity at the Cooper Room on the 4th floor as well. And if you suffer from disabilities, know that BASE also has an All Abilities Art Club every Friday at 1 p.m. Library also has the Lego Club at 2:30 in the afternoon every Friday at 2:30. Ten Spoon Winery featuring Richie Reinhold is going to be at Ten Spoon Winery performing some music there starting at 4 p.m. Tracking Migration and Genealogy. This is University of Montana, their Todd Building Annex behind the UC. This is a 5-week Molly special offering with instructions. David Allen Lambert, Melanie McComb, getting started in genealogy can feel a daunting experience to need to track your ancestry. This course will give students an introduction to genealogical techniques and methods of finding family members who might have moved around the U.S. in one of the several ways of migration. So learn about your migration patterns and of genealogy. Because the United States, it's definitely a fresh start for a lot of family members, but it's always good to do some genealogy to find out exactly if you have any kind of familiar diseases that might be carried on and you might not know about it. 18th annual Pray for Snow, Caris Park. This is an annual event where they, a lot of times in the past they have brought snow down to Caris Park, and they often do like snowboarding type events. This is the 18th annual Pray for Snow at Caris Park Pavilion. This is for a lot of the ski and winter enthusiasts wanting to get some snow here already. And also, before I talk about some of the other events, I also wanted to mention the Montana Film Festival kicks off at 5:15 this evening. It's going to go on all weekend long. It's going to feature films from across the nation. It's Montana Film Festival. Get people down, talk about film. It's all about the love of film, and you'll get to see some interesting indie films throughout the weekend as well. Music and First Friday with Gabriel Tunsberg is going to be playing folk at Imagination Brewing Company at 6 p.m. Boombox of the Woman is going to play some electronic music starting at 7 p.m. Funkit Fashions Show is going to be at Funkit Coffee and Thrift at 7 p.m. Stellar Evolution Planetarium Show at UM Payne Family Native American Center starting at 7 p.m. Night Blooming Jasmine at the Old Post at 7 p.m. playing some jazz music. Monks is going to be featuring Lainey and Marie Schaefer, Trio Lost Ox at 8 p.m. Marley and the Pocket is going to be playing some funk music at Cranky Sam Public House at 8 p.m. Then we got some Copper Mountain Band at Sunrise Saloon playing some country music. Brute Finesse at the Top Hat is going to be wrapping up your evening of music on Friday, playing some hip hop at 10:15 p.m. Saturday markets in its last month, where all the farmers market, farm stands, all that stuff is going to be beginning to kind of really crescendo in the month of October. Pumpkin patches, all that kind of stuff. Turner Farms is a great way to check out the pumpkin patch on a nice weekend day if you want to get a pumpkin for Halloween. 10 Spoon Winery and Vineyard Harvest Alert. They're doing it starting at 9 a.m. They're doing a vineyard harvest starting at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. Scavenger Hunt at Hosted Glamping Cabins. This is something that they've been doing pretty regularly there, and it starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Flamenco Montana Dance. This is that show Time Academy and Performing Arts. It's going to be a dance class at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Missoula Ferry Trail Ferry House Pop-Up. Green Bench Orchard. Oh, wow, Dad. Darn. Anyways, they're doing a Missoula Ferry Trail. So this is the year of harvest, plants, and all that kind of stuff. And so they're doing a pop-up ferry village made by local artists beginning Saturday, September 21st, from Sunday the 22nd, 2 to 4 p.m. and 10 to 1 p.m. This is going to be going on. This is basically going to be the last weekend they're going to be doing it. So they're going to be doing October 5th and 6th, and they're going to do it from 10 a.m. and then on Sunday they do it from 2 to 4 p.m. Story time at Missoula Public Library. And, no more needs to be said about that. Missoula Museum Tour, Missoula Art Museum every Saturday at 11 a.m. Curious Cabinet Garage Sale at Montana Natural History Center. They're doing a garage sale there at noon. MCAT Saturday Drop-In is a great way for kids to do some movie making. Saturday Drop-In, stop animations type stuff at 1 p.m. This happens every Saturday at 1 p.m. It goes to about 3 p.m. It's a nice drop-in for kids. Green Tour at Rocky Mountain Gardens. Rocky Mountain Gardens, you can join Trees for Missoula. It's a new program of Climate Smart Missoula. They're doing a green tour at Rocky Mountain Gardens where they explore natural solutions to climate change. The tour will feature climate resilient plants to the gardens, the Bios Whale Project, and the living roof on top of the Exploration Center building. This can be at 1 p.m. at the Rocky Mountain Gardens. They do ask that you RSVP at MissoulaClimate.org/solutions. That's MissoulaClimate.org. Hands-on science. This is at Spectrum Discovery Center at the second floor. They're doing biology and nanotechnology. Montana Film Festival, they're doing a 2:15 p.m. start at the Roxy Theater on Saturday. Dungeons and Dragons Guild for Teens. This is through the Missoula Public Library. Schools on encourage that one teen, the power of improv and math. A Midsummer's Night Dream is going to be at MCT 5 and 7 p.m. At the Missoula Children's Theater on Saturday night at 5 and 7. They also have a Sunday show at 5. The Fall Gathering at Moon Randolph Homestead, October 5th, join the Harvest Celebration for fundraiser at the Moon Randolph Homestead. The Fall Gathering is an all-age event expressing the outdoor autumn's festival with music, bonfires, beer, cider, and apple pressing. For more information, go to moonrandolphhomestead.org. So they have those tours all the time, but usually in the harvest time and apple season is in full swing. They have their main festival and fundraiser in the fall. Kate Willett stand-up comedy is going to be at the VFW at 6 p.m. Dr. Fly is going to be electronic music at Imagination Brewing Company at 6 p.m. Ten Spoon Winery is going to be hosting Texas Tom at 6 p.m. on Saturday. And then we got Highly Suspect at the Wilma playing some rock music at 7 p.m. Dead and Down is going to be at Free Cycles with the Spills starting at 7 p.m. Neil Elder at the Jack Saloon is going to be playing some country music at 7 p.m. Folklore Society is back with their weekly event at 8 p.m. at the Elks Lodge Ballroom. Then we have a drag show at the Zootown Arts Community Center featuring Bewitched, Bedraggled, and Bezazzled Drag at 8 p.m. on Saturday. We got karaoke at West Side Lanes at 9 p.m. We got DC Chief and Heirloom at Monk's. 406 Bandit at Sunrise Saloon, DJ Chris Moon every Saturday at the Badlander at 10 p.m. And the Local Honeys at the Top Hat playing some folk music as we jump into our Sunday to celebrate, bring awareness to epilepsy with an epilepsy walk starting at 9 a.m. at the University of Montana's Mansfield Library. This is an in-person U.S. campus raise awareness to end epilepsy with each step taken and dollar raised. They are close to reaching the goal, a world free from epilepsy and free from fear of the next seizure. However, when you want, there is no fee to register, but they're asking for a donation of $50. Climate Ride, Missoula All Ages Bike Ride at Free Cycle starting at 9 a.m. So if you're interested in doing their Climate Ride, they're starting at 9 a.m. on Sunday at Free Cycles. Dance Underground, the School of Theater and Dance launches their season with the annual Celebrate Dance on location. This is downstairs in the PAR TV building, the UM's Mansfield Library Mall. Their free outdoor concert begins in UM's Mansfield Library Mall and unfolds, and the audience travels by foot or bike or stroller or skateboard to different venues across and near campus to behold diverse dance and perform art installations. So this is going to be all over the university to kick off the season of theater and dance. Garden City Salsa, Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater at 1 p.m. on Sunday. They got college essay workshop at the First Presbyterian Church. Facing the final draft, if you're looking for constructive criticism, Presbyterian Church is the place to be at 1 p.m. Montana Film Festival kicking off at 2 p.m. on Sunday at the Roxy Theater. Pinball Tournament at Odd Pitch Brewing at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Cheers to Change, Shifting Montana's Drinking Culture at Imagination Brewing Company at 4 p.m. Midsummer's Night Dream at MCT at 5 p.m. on Sunday. German Fest, Karis Park, you can't forget about German Fest. It's probably one of the last few kind of festivals. They were probably going to have an Oktoberfest or some kind of thing at the Karis Park also in October, but German Fest kicks off on Sunday at 5 p.m. Hemlock Live at Monk's, be playing some rock music at 7 p.m. Cactus Cut, Kyle Hunter and the Mountain Standards going to be at Zach playing some rock music. VFW is doing a comedy at 8 p.m. every Sunday. Sunrise Saloon is doing karaoke every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Thus wraps up my show, and I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. And for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Repp. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.